how's it going? Today's video is going to be a review, swatches, and tutorial of this palette from Anastasia of Beverly Hills. This is their newest release. It is the Modern Renaissance palette, and you guys, I have not been this excited or this inspired by a palette in such a long time. So I was so excited to get my hands on it, and even more excited when I realized that the quality and like just the way that the shadows are formulated and the color selection is just absolutely phenomenal. So yes, let's jump into this video. So this is what the packaging looks like. It is this like soft, pinky, light lavender type of packaging. I really like the shade of it. It has that kind of like very soft, velvety feel to it, which I do like, but I don't really think it is practical as far as keeping it clean. But hey, that is okay. Something that I think is very important to point out is that the price point of this palette is actually $55, which is a higher price point than Anastasia palettes in the past. But this palette is bigger. So you can see here, this is my World Traveler, the Shadow Couture World Traveler palette in comparison to the Modern Renaissance. This one has 12 shadows in it. Modern Renaissance has 14 eyeshadows. But the eyeshadows in this palette are slightly bigger. They're 0.025 ounces, and this one they are 0.02 ounces. Just a little tidbit there, doesn't make a big difference to me, but that is why the price point is higher, in case anybody is wondering. So you open it up here and you get a nice sized mirror right there, and you have 14 beautiful eyeshadows, and these range from warm neutrals to more berry tones. And the only way I can describe this palette is romantic. I look at this palette and am so inspired by these berry tones and these burnt orange colors and these shimmery shades. Like, all around this palette was so well designed. And I did a little bit of my own research, and it is called Modern Renaissance, and it has to do with art and like the Renaissance period. So a lot of these shadows in here, such as Vermeer and Primavera and Venetian Red, have inspired names from that era, which I think is really cool. But I do love what Anastasia does in all of her palettes. She seems to include some of her very popular eyeshadow shades in the palettes, and Anastasia's single eyeshadows are so expensive. Like in Canada, I believe they're $16 each. Like, just crazy for a pan of eyeshadow. So this value just is absolutely amazing. And just that what comes to mind as an example is this burnt orange shade. I actually already own in a single. It is an amazing color, so I'm glad to have a double of it. But I think it's a really great idea for a company to include some of their popular shades in a palette so that people can get their hands on them. So let's now get into some swatches. I will insert some clips here of all of the shadows swatched, and you can just see the quality of these eyeshadows, you guys. They are so creamy and soft and pigmented and not patchy, which you can oftentimes get with these berry type of shades. It's hard to create. I guess I don't know. Apparently it's hard to create something very soft and smooth, but Anastasia did an amazing job with that. So all in all, I am so impressed. There is a little bit of fallout, and by a little bit, I mean quite a bit of fallout when you do tap your brush in there. But for me personally, I like shadows to be more soft and have that kind of like fallout factor to them than being too dense and too hard and make it really hard to blend, and then you're sitting there with your blending brush for hours. So I can definitely get past the fallout factor. If that's something that really bothers you, I would just recommend doing your eyeshadow first and then your face makeup, and then you can kind of cover up any sort of like fallouty bits. Another point that I would like to show here, this brush that the Anastasia palettes come with is amazing. It's the same one that it was in the World Traveler palette and palettes from the past, but it is such a usable eyeshadow brush, and I find a lot of times if palettes come with a brush, the brushes in them are just kind of, you know, junky and they aren't very high quality, but this brush is awesome. It has kind of a smaller sized blending brush on one end, and then more of like a flat / like elongated pencil brush that is awesome for under the brow bone or under the eye work. So that is a huge factor for me, like a bonus factor, because with the $55, you're getting a very great brush that I actually keep this brush from my other palette just out, so that I can get use out of it with any palettes that I would like to use it with. But yeah, I absolutely love this palette. Like I said, I have not been this inspired to work with a palette in a very long time, so I am super excited about it. I love the shades in here. Great quality. I have a stamp of approval on this palette. So I wanted to also show you guys how I got today's look quickly. I'll insert a little demo here shortly. Today's look, I used more of like the burnt orange colors, this like red ochre color, but I also am super inspired by these type of berry shades, and this Buon Fresco I think is a completely overlooked shade. I haven't heard many people mention it, but it is a very beautiful, soft, grayish lavender shade that I absolutely love. We all know how much I love my cool tones, so I think it's awesome they threw that one in there. If you guys want to see a separate tutorial using the berry shades, give this video a thumbs up or let me know in the comments and I will make sure to do that as well. But for now, let's jump into the demo with this palette. Alright, I'm going to start off by taking this shade called Tempera, and I'm going to put that all over my lid space so that we have a nice canvas to work with. And that's just perfect because this is an art-inspired palette, canvas. And then for a transition shade, I'm going to take Burnt Orange on this big fluffy brush and just put that all into my crease area. How is there already so much eyeshadow in my eyebrows? And then using the little brush that it comes with, I am going to use Real Gar over here and put a little bit of that also into my crease, but this brush is a little bit smaller, so it will be a little bit more precise. I love that shade. It is so pretty. And these really do just, oops, I used the wrong color. These really do blend out so, so beautifully. And then all over my lid, I'm going to start off with this shade Primavera. It is so beautiful. It is a golden highlight type of shade, and I'm going to place that all over my lid. And then just using the same brush, I'm going to use Vermeer, and it is just like more of a pink champagne type of shade, and I'm going to focus that on the inner half of my eye and highlight my inner corner with that as well. And then just on the very outer V of my eyelid, I'm going to take Cypress Umber, which is a beautiful deep brown shade, and I'm just going to place a little bit right in here. And then going back to this little brush that we used for the shimmery colors, I am going to take Primavera again and just place that in the middle of the lid to make sure that we didn't lose that color when we were blending. And then for underneath the eye, I am going to start off with the Real Gar color over here on a little flat brush and just press that against my lower lash line. And then I'm going to blend that out using the Burnt Orange shade. I'm going to take a little bit of the Hourglass mechanical gel liner in Obsidian. You can just use any black pencil liner that you have, and I'm going to put this in my waterline. I'm just going to, with a clean blending brush, give this all one last little blendy blend. I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara, and then I'm also going to apply these false lashes in the Kiss number 11, my favorites. Oh my gosh, I just realized that entire tutorial section was not zoomed in. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering to zoom in, and I always try to remind myself because I know it is so much easier to be zoomed in. So I will make sure to insert some clips of the finished makeup, and I do apologize that it wasn't closer up. I still hope that the look was simple enough that you could just follow along anyways. But yeah, that completes today's video. Just to sum up, I absolutely love this palette. It is something that I am so excited about. I think Anastasia did an amazing job with this, and that it is 100% worth your money. So I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.